Goodwill Industries of Northwest North Carolina partners with the Northwest Piedmont Council of Governments and the Department of Correction to offer Project Reentry.
I give out a lot of times, but it just ain't in me to give up. I just don't, I'm not natured that way to just give up. I feel like Goodwill improved my situation because they were there for me when I came out of prison. I felt so alone, nowhere to go, nowhere to lay my head. And the first thing I was given was bus pass, so I didn't have any money to go out here and run all over this big city. I'm from the old hills up in the country. And there's always a smile and willing to help me, whether it be Tanya or Mike. They're always willing to whatever I had a problem with, I could go to them with it. And their encouragement and my stubbornness and ambition, I think, work together toward finding employment, because I was incarcerated for probation violations due to DUI. And when I went to prison, I lost my place to live. So I knew I was coming out in the dead of winter. There was a lady by the name of Miss McLean down in camp correctional unit called Noose. And she was a social worker, and she told me about Goodwill and the reentry program.
On average, participants served by Project Reentry secure gainful employment within 23 days of release.
Project Reentry is a program that provides pre- to post-release services to individuals while they're still incarcerated who have 6 to 12 to 18 months prior to their release. Strictly a volunteer program, but once individuals graduate the 12-week process, they have earned post-release services, and upon their release are seen by a Project Reentry staff person within 24 hours of their release or the very next business day.
Well, I about felt like throwing my hands up and quitting, but I knew I couldn't. I mean, I knew I'm a survivor, and I knew I had to survive. And I went down finally to Winston Weaver Fertilizer Company. And I went by there and I talked to the owner, Mr. Vernon Carlton, and I didn't have a clue he would hire me. He considered it a few weeks, and he called me to come down and talk about employment. But when I first got my job, I felt very happy. I was content. So I give it my all. The vice president told me, he said, "Clayton, you're going to have to show me something." So that's what I set out to do. Even if they was asking me to do a job that I literally despise, whether it be a dirty job or whatever, I try to do it with a smile on my face, not complaining. That's the attitude they appreciate.
Oh, Clayton had the best attitude. He was always, whatever it takes to get it done, that's what I'm going to do. We would say, okay, these are some places that you can go, I'll go there. And then he would call us, these are the places I went, is there any other place I need to go? And he would always let us know every step of what he was doing. So he kept in close contact with us, and he still has.
Since January 2006, Project Reentry has expanded into 8 new counties, including Davidson, Buncombe, and Rowan.
When you're working somewhere and your boss recognizes you as right here's what he told me one time. He said, "Clayton," he said, "if you just wouldn't drink," he said, "you would be a #1 hand." Well, that's the way he sees me now, and it feels good, because I used to try to be a #1 hand, but I let that thing get in the way, you know. And I feel good about myself. I'm getting old, but heck, we all will if we're lucky.
To date, Project Reentry has served 1,593 participants.
Goodwill works.